Hey friends, Leigh Brown here with My Kitchen, My Rules, and I'm trying something new today. Now I have a pie crust recipe that I love, but for the sake of entertainment value, I'm trying the one that's in the Dixie Crystals recipe book that they sent me. Thank you, Dixie Crystals. It says Bake with Love, and it's their pie crust recipe. So since that's my favorite sugar, I reckon we'll give it a try. And as y'all can see, I'm wearing my fancy Dixie Crystals apron that was sent to me as a thank you for pimping out their sugar, which is my favorite. And look, it has ruffles. Whee! All right, so what we're gonna do to make our pie crust, there's a couple of things that they do that I already agree with. And one of them is to use flour. And so we're gonna use all-purpose flour. And you know I use White Lily. In fact, my friend Lisa in Connecticut had to pay extra over the interwebs to get some. And she has figured out why Southerners know how to make flour. So you need 2.5 cups of flour. You don't have to sift for pie crust, y'all. You sift for a good cake. And I don't remember if I've shown y'all how to sift or not. Maybe I will sometime, since y'all apparently enjoy watching me do things in my not so perfect but very loving way. So you notice I am measuring as opposed to when I fix supper, because you have to measure with bacon, because bacon is science. This is actually chemistry right going on here. So now we have that in the bowl, and what we're gonna add to it is butter. We got 2 sticks of butter. See, you knew that was coming in the Leigh Brown recipe. I know y'all did, because ain't nothing better than butter, y'all. And no margarine, no oleo, none of this low fat, low sodium, fat-free crap. I don't know why y'all buy that stuff. I mean, for real, if you're gonna put the calories in your body, get the real thing. You're putting some real strange stuff in your bodies, not reading the ingredients. So let's get our 2 sticks of butter here. We're using Lowe's Foods brand tonight, because Lowe's Foods is my regionally owned grocery store that I like out of North Wilkesboro. Hey, and y'all know I quit using Land O'Lakes because they gave in to the social justice police force, which was crazy. So anyway, we're going to cube your butter. Your butter's got to be cold. So that was something that my recipe agreed with the Dixie Crystals recipe on. If you have warm butter, it is not going to be a good pie crust. I'm going to just tell you that. But if you want to melt butter for your Chex Mix, rock on. So what we're doing right here, I guess I should move my bowl out the way so y'all can see. I'm cubing my butter so that it will go down into the flour real well. And I don't normally cube. I normally just shave it off the end of the stick, because I'm not usually this precise. But you know, since you people keep watching these videos, I don't know if one of you is going to be a producer for the Food Network or something. They're gonna want to see some precision. So obviously we're a very precise Southern kitchen over here. That was stick 1. Let's do stick 2. If you don't know how to cube butter, slice it down one way, and then we're gonna come around and slice it the other. Look, I don't know that Gordon Ramsay would approve of my style, but he would approve of how my food tastes, because I make some decent tasting food. And let's stack that up. My kids love watching Kitchen Nightmares and Kitchens from Hell and all the shows that he's done, because he's so spicy. And we do just love him, because occasionally his heart sticks out, and that's always nice. All right, so we're going to get all of those put into our little KitchenAid stand mixer. If y'all don't have one of these, then frankly, if you're going to cook, you're going to have one. And so we're going to turn that on. Always lock it down first. Keep it low so your flour don't go all over the kitchen. All right, so let's let that churn up a little bit. And let's see. Once your butter starts to mix into the flour, you can turn up the speed a notch. But don't take your speed to high at the first time. It's kind of like your first date. Y'all were never supposed to go to home plate on your first date. You're supposed to ease into things. We need to teach our children how to ease into things. Let's go up 1 notch. Look, it's going to jump out the bowl already. Let's go back a notch. It's getting too wild for my taste. Wild stuff. Now our little bowl's going to have some buttermilk in it. So get you buttermilk here. We need, let's see, 1/4 cup according to the Dixie Crystals recipe book, people. And if you live up north and can't get Dixie Crystals, that's sad. I wish you would move on south with everybody else, because the moving trucks come down full and go back empty for sure. But if you do live around here, Dixie Crystals sent me a bunch of coupons for a free bag of sugar. So reach out and tag a friend, subscribe to my channel, all those good things, and I might send you a coupon. We get a teaspoon of vanilla. And what kind of vanilla am I using, you say? It is Madagascar Vanilla. And that looks like it is, oh, they were Peace Corps volunteers who made this, so they probably know the real deal. But it's distributed out of Brooklyn, New York. So I guess they came back from Madagascar and went to Brooklyn. All right. And then we get a teaspoon of salt. And let's get our measuring thing here. I know, right? See, look, I'm going to show y'all something, though. Watch this. See, that's a real teaspoon. I'm going to pour it in my hand. Can I show y'all that I'm always right? See? Always right. Now, the secret ingredient to the crust, let me rinse this out a little bit because I do not want to have salt and vanilla up in my sugar container because my sugar container is always full of Dixie Crystal sugar. I will not use anything else. I have been known to send people back to the grocery store for bringing the wrong one home. There's a teaspoon of Dixie Crystals. All right, now let's mix that up a little bit. Let's see if it says anything special. Buttermilk, salt, sugar, and vanilla. We're going to mix it up with a fork, and then we're going to set it in the refrigerator while our butter is getting smaller in here. You want your butter to be, by the time it's mixed in with the flour, to be about little tiny pea shapes. Or I guess that's small hail if you live in a place where it hails. And so let's set this in the refrigerator so to get nice and cold while our flour is mixing with the butter. And actually, I think we're going to be good. That's right there. You actually don't want to beat this until it's dead because that will make your pie crust tough as shoe leather. You do not want that. All right, so let's see. Add the buttermilk mixture very fast and mix just until the dough forms. Well, fast, we can do that. Look here. Boom. I guess that was fast. I mean, I don't really know how very fast looks. Get the last little dribbles of goodie in there because you don't want to waste any goodie. And we're going to mix it just until dough forms, which means I need to grab my spatula while that's doing that. And then we're ready to scrape it down off the side. Let's go ahead and cut it off because I really don't like tough crust, y'all. I'm always nervous about it getting tough. I'm going to gather that up there. And then, let's see what y'all want me to do next. Put this in the refrigerator to chill for an hour. All right, well, what we're going to do before we put it in the refrigerator is take it up off the paddle so that we can get all this good part here. And then make sure you don't have any flour sitting around at the bottom of your bowl because otherwise you'll have dough on the top and flour on the bottom. I guess that's like the mullet of baking. We don't want to have mullet baking. That would not be good. All right, we're going to let this chill for an hour and we're going to circle back in just a second. So if I had sponsors, there'd be a commercial here, but I don't. So y'all just go get a sip of something. I'll see you right quick. I hate this clicker for real. I almost forgot to show y'all a secret I learned a long time ago from my grandmother. Don't just put this bowl in the refrigerator like this to chill your dough. Get you a handful of it, kind of roughly form it, and put it in a Ziploc bag. And then we're going to put the Ziploc bag in the refrigerator to chill. The metal bowl does conduct the cool better, but it will form better if it has been sitting in this bag. So now I'll see y'all in a second. It might be. So can y'all believe it's been like, I'm putting my remote in my fancy pocket here of my Dixie Crystals apron. I'm so proud. And it's kind of good timing that y'all sent me an apron, Dixie Crystals. Thank you. I hope y'all make me your spokeswoman because legit, your brand needs some Leigh Brown. And all my fans should say amen here and my friends too. So anyway, we had our dough sitting in the Ziploc bag in the refrigerator for an hour to get it cooled off good because y'all, that butter will melt if it gets warm. And that's why you want to get a cold dough out to get it ready to roll. And that's also why I have a quartz countertop and not granite, because granite is a porous surface. And so if you live in a house and you like to cook a bunch and you want something better, you should let me know because I got people that can help you get the countertop you want. And if you just want to move houses to get a better countertop, well, I can help you with that too if you've got very expensive habits. And so actually you put a little bit of flour on the countertop, helps it move good. And it's a wee tiny bit dry, it's not holding together. And so that's why I have some ice water right here Now you don't want to put a lot of ice water on your dough when you're trying to get it where it'll roll, just like little fingertip sprinkles. And you use ice water because again, we don't want that butter to melt. So we think it's going to be ready to roll out here in a second. So if you're wondering where my rolling pin's at, you probably saw this bottle of wine over here and thought, well, Leigh Brown, I did not think you drink wine. You would be correct. I do not care for wine. It is not my jam. I like hard liquor and beer. So anyway, I keep this bottle of wine in the fridge. This is actually my rolling wine because it stays nice and cold. And so I do have a metal rolling pin. It's some 𝙍𝙀𝘼𝘾𝙏 thing, but it does not work as well as my cold bottle of wine does. And then I rinse it off and I put it back in the refrigerator. I've had this bottle of beach house wine for quite some time. And frankly, it probably tastes like swill at this point because it has been in and out of the refrigerator a blue million times. So we're going to roll this dough out to the thickness that you like. And that's just going to depend on you. If you're kind of a K&W kind of a pie person, or if you like something thin, I don't know. I won't really judge. But what we're looking for here is a good consistency, because that's going to make all the difference when we go to put this in the pie plate, which I have apparently left on the other end of the counter. And I'm going to do y'all's least favorite thing and go off camera because it makes y'all so sad apparently when I leave you. So it takes a little bit to roll it out, but a little patience is good, friends, because you really don't want to have to keep starting over, because the more you mess with this dough, the tougher it's going to get. So I try to roll out from the middle and expand it. And then when we lay it up in the pie plate, it should lay out pretty good. And this recipe, from what I have heard, Dixie Crystals, I've never made y'all's recipe before. It sure better be as good as mine, or I might hold a grudge. And then we'll take the little extra pieces of dough and patch up any cracks. You do not want a crack in your pie crust. Frankly, I don't think crack's good with anything. Concrete and driveway cracks, it's the drug Nancy Reagan was always worried about. It's definitely not good in your pie crust, because then your filling's going to get out to the bottom. And look, I can't believe y'all haven't asked yet what pie I'm going to make with this amazing crust. Just wait, my pretties. Just you wait, because that will show up in the next edition of My Kitchen, My Rules. So thank you for stopping in. Remember, if you want a coupon for a free bag of Dixie Crystal sugar so that you too can become a sugar addict of the right brand, then you need to subscribe, tag a friend, say something nice. Give me 5 stars, because I don't like 4 stars or 3s or 2s or 1s. I like 5s. And you'll have a really cool, amazing pie here shortly. And look at your stress. Your stress just goes away when you sit here rolling with your wine. And those of y'all that like to drink it, you can have it after this pie gets in the oven in just a little bit. We'll see you next time. Hey, Cor, can you come hit the power for me? I forgot to put the remote in my pocket, and I can't reach it with dough hands.